I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Swartz Creek, make America proud.
Good morning, Swartz Creek. I'm Peyton.
And I'm Aubriana.
Today is Tuesday, February 7th, and you're watching ITC News. Please rise for the pledge.
Say happy birthday.
Happy birthday to all of our birthdays we have today.
Here is this week's upcoming sports schedule.
The school has changed a lot in the near 65 years it's been open.
Here's ITC reporter Bryce Dillsworth with more.
My name is Mrs. Hoyt-Winans, and I am a science teacher at the high school.
My name is Mr. Murphy, and I'm a math teacher in room 205.
I am Mr. Howard, and I'm currently a teacher at the high school.
This is year 29.
I've worked at the high school for 23 years.
This is my 18th year of education.
The attitude and the atmosphere is pretty much the same as what it was back then. We really have, the same kind of students. I think there's been a lot of change in the teachers, definitely. I used to be one of the youngest teachers, and now I'm probably one of the oldest teachers that are here. But even the attitude of the teachers hasn't changed. Everybody always tries to go out of the way to help each other out and support one another as teachers.
In my recollection, when I first started here, everything was awesome, and everybody followed rules, and everybody got good grades. But of course, that's a bunch of baloney. School was full of a bunch of teenagers doing what teenagers do, and a bunch of teachers doing what teachers do. I know that as a young man, I was involved in more things. I was coaching, I was involved in pep rallies and things, and now as an older teacher, I'm sort of taking more of a back seat, and so those things are different.
Well, the school itself was very similar to what it is now. We've had the privilege of having some new additions, a performing arts center built, a remodel, the science wing, obviously the athletic fields have had some upgrades, so it slowly came along and become updated, but overall, the overall feel of the building is relatively the same.
When I first got here, you could only do your attendance on Scantron sheets. There were no computers. Everything was by paper. So if you lost those Scantron sheets as a new teacher, you were going to be in big time trouble. Grades, either you had a grade book that you had to put your grades in, or you bought your own computer. No computer was given to you, and you had to buy your own grading program. So I remember buying my first used laptop from one of the teachers here so that I could do my grades through a computer program instead of crunching the numbers with a calculator.
Most of what's changed around here is the people. The building's the same, although the PAC was added in my tenure here. But surprisingly, a lot of things have stayed the same.
Oh, I definitely prefer the school now just because I think technology has made our lives so much easier. I couldn't imagine doing some of the things that we do now without that technology. There's so many more resources to teach with now and ways to communicate and get a hold of parents and kids.
I don't prefer one more than the other. Each thing presents its own challenge. I liked it then and I like it now.
I think whether or not I prefer it one way or the other, I'm fortunate to serve the students in whatever capacity that I'm in. So that being said, I don't necessarily clamor for what something used to be, but I'm excited about what it's become.
Thank you, Bryce.
Speaking of change, have you ever seen a baby picture and not been able to tell who it is?
We definitely have. Let's see if these people could guess the right staff member from their baby picture.
I believe that this one is Mrs. Hyde.
For number one, I think it is Miss Damon.
I think this is Miss Hyde.
Miss Robinson.
I'll go with Giblin.
I think that this one is Mr. Fuller just because of the bow tie.
Number two, I think is Fuller.
Second one, that's Geister. Mr. Bierman.
I'd say Mr. Geister.
Actually, no, I think this one is Mrs. Damon.
Number three, I think is Miss Giblin.
I'm gonna go Miss Hyde. Miss Yancer.
I'd say Miss Giblin.
And then I think the last one is Mrs. Robb.
And number 4 is Miss Robinson.
That's Rob.
Miss Giblin.
Yeah, I'd say Miss Hyde.
Hey, Peyton.
Yeah.
What's on your bucket list?
I want to see Johnny Depp. I'd want to meet him.
I want to go to the Grand Canyon, actually.
What's on yours?
We're asking people what's one thing they want to do before they die. Come with us to find out.
What's one thing you want to do before you die? I want to go snowboarding in the Alps of Italy.
Probably go like snorkeling in like the Bahamas or something.
We either go like cliff diving or skydiving.
I want to go to Greenland. I'd like to go to northern tip of or the northern coast of Africa.
Visit the Eiffel Tower and go to Paris.
I want to be a millionaire.
Be on a boat in the middle of nowhere.
Be in a mosh pit for Godsmack. I want to become a professional skydiver.
I would like to travel, especially to Europe.
What's one thing you want to do before you die?
Swim in a pool of snakes, I think.
I want to go to Spain. I want to go to Italy. And I want to see the sophomore class graduate.
I want to hit a hard reset on life and live homeless for like 2 weeks.
To ride in a hot air balloon.
I'd like to buy my own house.
Let's go to Japan.
We go cliff jumping.
I want to make $1 million and drive really cool cars.
Thank you to today's ICC sponsor, Back Alley Subs.
Located in downtown Creek.
Now, let's learn more about leadership.
Leadership is really just an extension of Student Council. Student Council meets every Monday and Wednesday, but leadership is a class that you can take as an elective when you're a junior or senior. We do hope to grow our program enough to have junior leadership back, where we can have the 9th and 10th graders learning the foundations of leadership before they take the actual leadership class, because that's more of a service class, kind of like a job. We're all doing different tasks and working on different activities. The difference between the leadership class and other classes is that you are given a set of responsibility and you are looked at by administration and teachers as someone who is responsible and can handle all the different tasks and responsibilities that they have through the school to be able to handle all the different jobs. I like teaching leadership because honestly I like to grab students that might not think that they are leaders and be able to show them that they do have skills that can become a leader or they can use to their benefit throughout the school. Another thing is that a lot of times students don't feel like they have a voice in school and that they're oftentimes told what they have to do and how school should be and the different activities that they need to do, where if you get involved in leadership, you can make that change, you can do those things, you can be part of the way that you guys want school to be and enjoy the fun stuff. We do a lot of community-based stuff. We do Stuff the Bus, Socktober, different things where we're gathering up different ideas for charity, but then we also serve the school and the student body, and we put on all the dances, all the pep assemblies, all the extracurricular activities. So anything that the students are involved in outside of the classroom that are events that our school run outside of athletics in the classroom are usually run by student council, but they're oftentimes not always looked at as the important part of the school because they're very behind the scenes.